Classic community, welcome back to the Not Your Father Sports Talk podcast. It's a beautiful day here in Colorado. We're ready to rip some sports takes here, get into the episode. Fire up day. You know, when it's not cold as shit and gray outside, I feel a lot better in life. So,
I'm always going through some little seasonal depression, or even just last week.
Yeah.
And this week, already, everything.
Yesterday was good. Today I woke up, I go to take the trash out. I was like, it is nice.
I went on a walk yesterday. I sat on a park bench for a bit. Beautiful.
Come on.
Beautiful.
That's what I'm talking about. Well, we'll just go ahead and jump straight into this episode here. We are going to be doing, we got a few NBA takes, a few NFL takes, a whole bunch of stuff mixed in here as you guys are used to it. But we're going to start off with going to the NBA playoffs as they're going to be coming up here in the next few weeks. We're going to start off with our top 5 NBA teams going into the playoffs here.
Not going to lie, this is going to be rough.
Yeah.
Gonna be rough.
Let's go 5-1.
So
like the best team would be number 1, like who we see as the number 1 team, and then 5 is like the
from the bottom?
bottom.
Bottom. Gosh, I don't know if I could do that because I have to know what I'm thinking for my top 5.
I have okay.
It is.
I'll start.
Good.
I'll start.
It is
because I have mine listed out here. Now I'm not gonna lie. This was tough, especially for the West, because as we said on multiple episodes, the West
I
is
feel like the West is weak.
well, yeah, it is weak, but it's like
weak.
There's so many weak teams and so many good. I don't know what's gonna happen in the West, but this is what I put together. And the East, there were a few teams I was going back and forth on.
Yeah.
My 5 spot. So again, we're going from bottom up here. So my 5 spot, I have the Bucks. Now, I was going back and forth on. Now, it was tough because I had to pick some teams from the East and the West here, try to find a good even point. Because obviously,
I think I have 2 from the West and 3.
Yeah, it's tough because obviously they're not. These teams won't be playing each other, crossing each other in this thing. So it's tough to pick from each side and try to figure out what it would be. But in the East, I went with the Bucks. Now, at my 5 spot, it was between them and the Knicks. The Knicks have a lot of injuries right now, and I don't know. They have not looked good recently, and I feel like the Bucks are a little more dangerous in the playoffs just with the weapons they have.
Says Knicks, the only person injured is Karl Anthony Towns, Mitchell Robinson, and some other small forwards.
I think that is
their 2 top big names.
Mitchell Robinson and
Kevin McCullough.
What's his face was out, the little guy, the point guard that gets all the rebounds.
I don't know.
Oh my God,
the little guy
we were just talking about.
Jalen Brunson?
No, not Jalen Brunson. Gosh, he plays like every minute of the game.
Oh, Josh Hart?
Yeah, Josh
Hart
has been injured. Okay, yeah. He's been injured for a while. I don't know.
It says he's not on CBS.
All right, yeah, he might be back. I don't know, but I know they've been dealing with stuff like that.
I love the way he played basketball. I love Josh Hart.
Yeah, I think the Knicks could be good. They have a lot of pieces, but watching them against the Celtics and Cavs that they just played, they're not at that level. It's not even close. But so I went with Bucks there because I feel like the Bucks just.
I didn't even realize those injuries.
If you have everybody healthy for the Bucks, Giannis is actually playing.
Same thing with the Knicks.
Yeah,
everybody healthy.
Yeah, this is why
I would take Knicks above the Bucks. The Bucks just don't seem to put it together for some reason.
Yeah, I feel like they could
in
have a chance to start putting it together as they get into the playoffs. And in a 7-game series, it could look a little different when you have somebody like Dame that can close out games or something like that. That's the only reason I put him there. But that's what I had in my 5 spot. Moving to number 4.
Whoa. Oh, are you doing your list?
Do you want to go back and forth, or do you want to do my list, your list?
I guess, yeah. Do your list. I thought we were going to go back and forth. So.
All right. Moving to number 4, I have the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Okay.
Now, a lot of people are probably going to have them much higher. A lot of people would have them much higher I think they're the best team in the NBA or second best team behind the Cavs. I don't know, somewhere around there.
Yeah, they're 1 game behind the Cavs.
Yeah. So, a lot of people would probably have them a lot higher. Me personally, they're still very young. That's my problem.
That's where I think
with the Cavs as well. Yes, they're still very young. I don't feel like they have enough grit. They don't have enough experience yet to really make a push through some of these bigger teams that have done this before, been in this spot, and made it to this point. So I have the Thunder at 4. Obviously, SGA is a crazy talent, but again, I just don't feel like they have the experience or grit to really make it through. Number 3, we're gonna have some controversy here as well, but number 3. This is if fully healthy. If fully healthy, we have to wait to see what's happening. But if fully healthy, I have the Mavs at 3. Mavs at 3. You can laugh if you want.
Yeah, no.
If you want. Fully
I think it's good, yeah.
You have Anthony Davis.
That's the issue.
Anthony Davis, Daniel Gafford are supposed to come back in the next 2.5 weeks.
Okay.
Because they had a month schedule and it's already been
beautiful
2.5 weeks since they've been out. Or so I guess, I don't know, somewhere around there. They're supposed to be back. So when you have Anthony Davis, Daniel Gafford, Lively, if they can all come back to the playoffs, and then you have Kyrie at point, PJ Washington, all the freaking pieces that they have behind that, with Max Christie, who's been putting up amazing freaking stats since he went there, and all these other role pieces that they have, they can be a very deadly team. And they do have a lot of guys that have the grit and experience. I mean, they have Anthony Davis and Kyrie that have both won championships and know how to get there and know how to win it. So they have a lot of grit and experience there, which is why I have them over the Thunder. And I have them over the Thunder because they haven't lost the Thunder this season. They beat them every time they've seen them. So I have them over the Thunder. I think they can take them in the 7-game series if they were to match up against them. A lot of people are going to hate that because a lot of people hate the Mavs. But that's what I have there. Because if fully healthy, I mean, they're going to destroy, like, I feel like they're just going to destroy a young team like the Thunder. If they're fully healthy, I don't know. They just seem way too dangerous. Going into my 2 spot, I have the Cavs. Cavs, I feel like a lot of people want them at number 1, but I have the Cavs at number 2 just because they're young as well. So I feel like that inexperience, and especially them, the Thunder at least they did something in the playoffs a little bit last year. They at least have some experience. The Cavs haven't really done much with this roster yet. Like, this is going to be their first time being this good and actually getting into the playoffs and seeing what they can do. So, I've watched a lot of Cavs games this season. I watched some of their games this week as well. I will say, they are the most elite scoring team I have seen all season. Like, it's actually insane watching them play.
Yeah, they're averaging 122 points per game. Which is
and they start so quick, which is why they're able to win some of these games, because they go up 20 in the first freaking quarter. Like, you're not coming back from that.
Yeah.
So, but it's just that age. It's just their entire team is very young. Like, they don't have a single like older vet there to really have any of that experience. So that's why I think they'll probably go out quickly, and I could see my number 1 spot. The Celtics, I could see the Celtics knocking them out easily, to be honest. So I have the Celtics at number 1. I think the Celtics are going to be at number 1 until somebody can knock them out, because they just have such a well-rounded roster. Yeah. So that's the 5 I got.
All right, so run through it again.
We got Bucks at 5, Thunder 4, Mavs 3, Cavs 2, Celtics 1 going into the playoffs.
I'd say my 1 and 2 are probably the same. I'd say I'd probably take Cavs, Celtics 1 and 2, and then my 3, 4, 5. I'd say 5. 5 is tough.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams you
pick
put
the
there.
Nuggets, because right now they're second in the West.
Nuggets want to have there as well, and I wanted to mix in there. There's just so many teams you have to try to fit into the thing.
Yeah, I don't know. The East is just so strong. Yeah, I think if the Knicks are healthy,
they have a lot of depth as well. They have a crazy amount of depth.
I don't know how I feel about the Bucks, so I'd say probably my 5 would be Nuggets if they can put it together.
Their game against the Lakers scared me. I won't lie.
Yeah,
seeing them against the Lakers, like, it looked awful. Like, you can't have that when you're going to the playoffs. If you look like that, I mean, holy crap! Because that was another. I mean, if the Nuggets were actually putting it together and looking good, I would probably have them above Bucks and Thunder, to be honest. If they're putting it together and actually looking good, which I think they can.
Yeah,
they just have to show it.
I'm just gonna put it there for the hometown love.
Yeah.
Number 5, number 4. I think I'd have the Thunder.
Yeah, so same spot.
I think I'd have the Thunder. Just because of their inexperience.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, you could do it in the regular season. You could blow these teams out.
Yeah.
And they're also another high-scoring offense where they just do whatever. But I think, they also deal with a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
They do have a super deep bench, but, those injuries and the inexperience it's going to be tough.
That playoff experience plays a much bigger piece than people think.
Yeah. So that's everybody out of the West. Yeah. Everyone else is in the East. I think it goes with the standings. I think it's Knicks, and then Cavs, and then Celtics, which Cavs are number 1. I just have the Celtics at number 1 because they've done it before, and they cakewalked last year.
I think Celtics are
the same roster. They're deep on the bench. They could just really put it together without even trying. I mean,
until somebody
hate on Jalen Brown, Derek White.
Yeah, I mean,
Peyton Pritchard, Kristaps Porzingis. I mean, all those guys could just put it together, and then Cavs. I mean, I'm just putting them at number 2 because
they look good. They look
the
inexperience.
Inexperience the biggest piece of the playoffs. Yeah. If you don't have that, then it's going to be a lot harder. Same thing with Jaden Daniels in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Their team was
a great defense. Was what really let them down, and then his young receivers constantly fumbling. That was their inexperience showing.
And that's why I keep seeing all these people like Stephen A. Smith, all these people on these shows, saying that if the Cavs played the Celtics, it would go to Game 7, and that the Cavs would have a chance of winning. I don't think so. I think if they play the Celtics a 7-game series, I think Cavs put up a good fight just because they can score so much.
It could go to Game 6 or 7, but I still see.
Yeah, Celtics are taking that. I mean, just their experience from last year and winning the finals. Like, I'm not even the biggest Jason Tatum fan, but I think they're going to steamroll the Cavs a little bit just because of that experience. But
Thing with the Knicks, if they're healthy, you think about it, they have Jalen Brunson. They probably have one of the best rosters.
I'm with you.
Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart,
Yes.
and Karl Anthony Towns. You have those four, and then you have Mitchell Robinson behind.
Yeah, I'm not mad at them at the 3 spot at all.
If they are
like
healthy, I think they could take the Celtics down because they were putting up a good fight last year.
Yeah,
They just dealt with an insane amount of injuries, and that was even before they had Cat, who's come on and killed it.
yeah.
So I think solid 3.
I'm with you. I'm not too mad about that. I mean, I would have had them higher. It's just the injuries they have right now. If they can get everybody healthy and if they have a full healthy squad going into the playoffs, they'd definitely be higher on my list.
Yeah.
I think they're in a similar spot to the Mavs. Honestly, I mean, they have 2 really solid bigs. They're going to be down there at the paint. You got Jalen Brunson at point looking amazing. I mean, you got a lot of pieces there. A very deep roster. I think they could be pretty dangerous as well. And like you said, I could honestly see them being a team that could have a good chance of handling
their starting 5 is just insane. Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, who's a small forward playing up with shoes dodge, so he's amazing. And then Josh Hart at small forward, and OG Anunoby
who I forgot they had
at power forward, and then you got Precious Achua, who is really good, underrated
as well too. And then you got Mitchell Robinson. Yeah, I feel like they're in a very similar spot as the Mavs with all those pieces, the depth they have.
Cameron Payne as well.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They have a fully healthy squad going into the playoffs.
You look at the Bucks roster. Hold on, let me show you this real quick.
Yeah. There's not a lot of depth.
Red, all red. Everyone's injured. So I think it's just tough. The East is just so strong. You look at all those teams, and like I'd put the Pistons above.
Well, it's like
the Rockets, Clippers, Grizzlies, Lakers, even based off of how the Pistons are playing lately.
Okay,
and what's his name? Oh gosh, Malik. Was it Malik Beasley?
Yeah.
Malik Beasley going off. He's been going absolutely crazy. He has. Oh gosh, I just want to get a little game log.
This is why I brought this jersey in here today. All right, I brought this jersey for the pod today. I had on my notes dark horse for this. I couldn't bring him into the top 5, but dark horse. Pistons are that team.
Yeah.
They currently are.
Everyone's going to be sleeping on them. And you got Cade Cunningham, who's been killing it.
Yeah.
You get Malik Beasley, Cade Cunningham out there. You got the big
if you're a Pistons fan, you got to be excited as hell right now. I think they're in the 6th spot in the East. I could see them.
Yeah, they're up there.
If they keep playing good, I could see them getting into the
6th spot.
Yeah, I could see them getting into the 5th or 4th spot before the playoffs if they can keep pounding.
Yeah, they have to beat the Bucks. They're tied with the Bucks.
I was going to say,
they're right
close.
there. So they win 1 game even.
Yeah, Bucks. Pacers don't scare me at all. Pacers don't scare me at all. So I think they could definitely face the Pacers.
It's one of those teams that are, I don't know, they're just there. I don't really see any strength in them.
Pistons, baby! That's why I brought this in here. I mean, they're looking freaking amazing. And if they can get in that 5th or 4th spot going into the playoffs, they could be a scary team that I think could take.
You wouldn't expect it either.
Yeah.
You look at their roster, Cade Cunningham, Tim Hardaway Jr. Do you even know he was on the Pistons? No. And then you got Malik Beasley's even coming off the bench.
Yeah.
Putting up he's only averaging 17 this season.
Yeah.
But recently he's dropping 36, 24, 26, 28. He's pumping those numbers.
He's injured.
Yeah.
I don't even have him. And he's one of their biggest pieces.
They have Ajer Thompson.
Oh, yes. I forgot they had him as well. Holy
And Tobias Harris, Lindy Waters. Lindy Waters has kind of been doing good, too.
Yeah.
And Jalen Durant, Isaiah Stewart.
I was going to say, he's looking amazing.
They have a pretty decent roster. They just need to keep putting it together. I think they started off rough.
Yeah, they definitely started off rough, but they got to put together. I think they could be a scary team to take out some of these bigger teams. I think they could scrape by and take.
I feel like a lot of the times we just delusionally talk ourselves into thinking it seems good. Kind of like with the Eagles Commanders.
Listen,
I think
Pistons. I don't even know the last time the Pistons were in the playoff, but I saw they've won 7 games straight. That is their biggest winning streak in the last decade. All right. That's their biggest winning streak in the last
game win streak.
8 game. Okay, it's bigger now than it even was. That's their biggest win streak in a decade.
No, that's in the last 10. Yeah, they're on a 7-game win streak.
Yeah. So they are in the biggest win streak in the last decade. They're looking great. They're putting things together. And their roster is young. So yeah, maybe I don't expect them to make it to the finals this year, obviously. But they're gonna be in the playoffs.
Knock some teams out.
Yeah, they're gonna be in the playoffs, and I think they're gonna knock some teams out that you wouldn't expect. And then because their roster's so young,
they have to go up against the Bucks or Pacers. They could take.
Okay, yeah, I think they're blown out. Honestly,
that's why they need to get to the higher spot so they play a lower 2 to knock them out.
I mean, you look at that though; they could honestly even take that 5 spot. especially on mine. You take the Bucks.
You can take the 4 spot easy.
Yeah.
And then that still puts you only 5 games behind.
Yeah. And
5 games behind.
And like I said, I don't expect them to go to the finals this year, but how young their roster is here in the next few years, they keep building and putting things together.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, man. Freaking gorgeous. I'm glad you brought that up because, yeah, that was my dark horse I had on here. Freaking amazing. Yeah, I guess.
Boom.
Yeah, they're
Top 5 heading into the playoffs. I really
pretty similar,
build
honestly.
like a. I want to do like a playoff sheet.
Yeah,
Kind of have teams in there, and pick who I think is going to make it. I think Celtics could just cakewalk to the finals again. And then is really anybody in the West going to put up a fight? I think really the only 2 strong teams. I feel like I don't want to say this, but I feel like I have to say this. Lakers. I feel like the Lakers. Here's 2 things with the Lakers. I feel like the Lakers are either going to get to the playoffs, and that's where we're really going to see the issue of LeBron James and Luka coming in, where they can't be playing together. They had 4 players over 20 points. Nobody on their bench had over like 5 points in their last game, in their game against the Nuggets.
Yeah,
I think
you're not gonna be able to do that every night.
they're either gonna get like knocked out first round, second round, or they're making it to the finals.
So I still,
I don't know.
I still think they're.
Look at the West. The West is super weak. I think the Nuggets or Thunder making it. Nobody else in the West is really that strong.
Pretty even like that's what's crazy about the West. Like even the Grizzlies being, I think they're in the 3 spot.
No,
They're
how
not doing shit.
No.
They're not gonna do anything in the playoffs. So I don't know. I don't know.
Watch them win it now.
There's literally no way. Like I don't know how they're putting it together. How they are. There's no way. Because what top 3 in the West right now is Thunder.
I'll give you the top 10.
Okay.
Thunder, Nuggets, Grizzlies, Lakers, Rockets. That's your top 5 right there.
Yeah, see, Rockets aren't doing anything.
And then Clippers, Timberwolves, Mavs, Warriors, Kings.
See,
and the Suns. The Suns are below 500.
Yeah, I saw that.
How are they even? How do they not make any moves at the trade deadline?
Yeah,
is another thing.
But Rockets, Clippers, and Kings are not doing anything. I don't think any of those teams are doing anything. I think all 3 of those teams are going to have a pretty rough end of the season. I think they could all fall pretty far. So that's going to move Timberwolves, Mavs, and whoever.
The Rockets are already in their last 10. They're 3-7.
Yeah. I think all those teams.
Clippers are 4-6 in their last 10, and Timberwolves are 5-5 in the last 10. Mavs are 5-5 in the last 10.
Yeah. But that's I think if the Mavs can get everybody healthy.
Oh wait, no, Mavs are. Yeah, Mavs are 5-5.
If the Mavs can get everybody healthy, they'll be obviously a much more dangerous team than they are now. Right now, they're just trying to hold on and try to win games so they can stay in that spot. Because they're in 8th right now.
They're going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
If they could continue this, they have a 54% chance of making it.
Yeah, because I think how the West is going to move is the Rockets, Clippers, Kings are all going to fall. Mavs, Timberwolves, and whoever else will move up into some higher spots.
Warriors?
Oh, Warriors are there as well. Warriors
with Jimmy Butler, I think was good.
Yeah.
I mean, I still think they'll do it. No,
I don't think they'll do anything.
But you get playoff Jimmy. The Nuggets need playoff Jamal to come back.
Yeah,
that's who they need. Without him, I don't see him doing it.
My gosh, yeah,
I just want the playoffs to be here. I love playoff season.
Yeah. For taking down the Celtics, I would say the only teams I would say have a shot would be. I wouldn't even say Lakers.
I'd say Thunder. I'd say Thunder could have a chance to take him down. If you have Isaiah Hartenstein,
maybe, but it's
Isaiah Hartenstein and Shed, those guys in.
That inexperience, and I feel like guarding the outside, I feel like the Celtics have a lot of size on them on the outside. Like if you're going to have, I mean, it depends on, I don't know. Gosh, I don't know. I don't know if I could see the Thunder doing it either. It's just like,
yeah.
I feel like
the teams in the West are very
good than the Thunder, yeah.
Nuggets could.
I could say, okay, the 3 teams coming out of the West I could see would be, or I guess that's not the West, but I could see Nuggets. If they're fully healthy, I could see Nuggets. If they're fully healthy, I could see Mavs. If both those squads are fully healthy and everybody's rolling, I could see both those teams. Those would be the only 2 teams, just because they have experience and players that have done it before.
Mavs would have to stay super healthy.
Yes, both those teams would have to be healthy. The only reason I think those 2 teams could even do it is just because they have guys that have won before and have been in that position. Everybody else doesn't have any experience there at all. So even if you have let's say the Grizzlies, Timberwolves, or somebody like that makes a magical run and they make it to the finals, I think it's going to be just like last year. They're going to get curb stomped because they don't have that experience. So, I don't know.
They're having Jason Tatum play power forward.
Oh, gosh.
Their roster's kind of cooked, to be honest. They have Drew Holiday out for injury.
Oh, I did not know.
Al Horford's out.
So they got to get healthy as well.
Their big men, their centers are Kristaps. 4 guys injured, and then Torrey Craig.
Crap. They got to get healthy as well. I didn't know they had that many injuries as well. I haven't really watched any Boston games this season.
But I mean, they'll still just
That was crazy.
they have
good.
Their role guys are just stepping up.
Yeah, but they'll still be good.
Yeah, so that covers that.
Yeah.
I think the playoffs are going to be fun. They're going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm freaking excited.
And yeah, we'll have to see. Just have to see it. I really want to build a playoff bracket.
Yeah.
And then do each round. We can do something with the people.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
That could be fun. All right, going into the next thing, the next question that we have, kind of rolling off of these playoff teams here. If you were building an NBA franchise and you were to pick one of these players, I feel like these 4 guys are kind of the young pieces that are at that high enough level to be next up and be able to build around a team or have you build a team around them. If you're building an NBA franchise, would you rather have Tatum, Luka, SGA, or Ant? I think I have my answer right off. Like,
who?
My answer right off the bat would be Ant. That would be my answer right off the bat.
I have something to say about all these guys. So these 4 guys, starting with Tatum, cut him from the list. If he's on a team like the Hornets, he's not having the success that he's having. I'm just throwing. People want to suck him off, and he's doing corny shit like trying to be like Cozy. I don't see him performing at a high level. Like if I'm building a roster and I have to draft pretty much everybody, I don't want Tatum there.
See, I was going to come into this actually try to protect him, but after you saying that, like, yeah, if you put him on a Hornets roster, he's not doing anything.
No, you put him on a Hornets roster. I mean, you put him on. You put him on the Pelicans. Nah.
Yeah, he's going to be.
The rest of the guys, I can make a case for.
Yeah.
Luka, I feel like Luka, in my opinion, would be the easiest to build around to start a franchise because all you need to pair with him to start would be a good big man. You get that. I'm a big believer in the big man. You get a good point guard where he could be ball dominant.
Yeah.
And then you get a good center, a good small forward even just to fill out. And you develop those guys.
I'm kind of with you. I'm kind of with you there that it would be the easiest to build around. I can see.
You just need to.
I just
make sure he stays within his rules of.
Yeah, I just don't believe Luka can win. To be honest, like with his.
He can. He carried the Mavs. I understand it wasn't very conventional with how many shots he was chucking up, but to build a team around one player, I'd say it'd be him.
I don't know. I can't take him just because of what I've seen from him in the playoffs and finals, and just zero defense. The zero defense factor is a big thing. Like even I watched him in the Lakers game, not the Nuggets game, but whoever they played before that. He was doing the same. I watched one play. I think I saved this clip to show it to you. So,
oh boy,
we all know we've seen the clips of LeBron where he stays on one end of the floor and doesn't even run down to play defense. There's a clip from I don't know who it was they played before the Nuggets, but whoever it was. There is a clip where LeBron and Luka both did that. They both stayed on one end of the floor. The rest of the team plays down, and it's 3-on-5. And they're just staying down there doing nothing. Like, you can't have that. That's why I don't take the Lakers to do anything in the playoffs, because I like, if your top 2 guys aren't playing defense.
The Trailblazers?
I guess that might have been it. Yeah. It was awful. It was awful. I can't watch that and be like, okay, these guys are going to win. No. You have to have defense. I see where you're coming from. He'd probably be the easiest to build around.
If I had to build around one guy, I'd say it would be Pin just because of how ball dominant he is. Now, if I was a team already, I wouldn't go after him.
Yeah. I would say, like I said, Ant right off the top of my head. I'd
say Ant would be
personally, I think Ant has the highest ceiling out of all those guys.
He just needs to prove it.
He has to keep doing it. Yes. But I think he has the highest ceiling out of all those guys.
SGA, great player. I'll give it, everybody on this list a chance. Tatum's the only guy I'd cut. SGA, I think, fantastic player. He's doing amazing, killing it. But to start a franchise, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I couldn't do it.
I feel like, if you put him, we'll use the Hornets again, for example. If you put him on the Hornets, I feel like he's just like in a LaMelo Ball situation. He's doing crazy stuff, but they're not winning. Like, it's the same thing. So
I think I look at guys like Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell was a guy to build around.
Yeah.
The Jazz did not do it.
Yeah, I feel like he's a perfect piece. Not, and this is not even supposed to be like a jab at him or anything, but just because he kind of just fits a role. Like, he just fits into place. Like, he doesn't have to have the ball every time. He doesn't have to be that guy that goes out and gets 50 points every night. He just kind of fills that role and plays the offense.
Score at any level.
Yeah.
He can dunk it.
But he can
shoot his 2-pointer.
Yeah. but he just flows with the offense.
Flashy, yeah.
It doesn't have to have any special treatment. So, I mean, I feel like that's why it fits.
Jazz just never did anything with him. They gave him Rudy Gobert, and that was about it.
Yeah, and that's why the Cavs are so good, because I feel like most of those guys on the Cavs are like that. They just flow with the offense.
Building around it.
Yeah, and just
just working together. And I'd say number 2 on this list. So I go Luka and SGA Tatum. As much as I give hate, I'm not really hate to Luka. I just give hate to the Lakers.
Yeah.
Whole trade situation. But I'd say Ant. He's just a solid guy, solid defender.
Yeah, he's good all around.
I guess all around. If you want to have an all around guy, that would be who you'd go with.
Yeah, I mean that's what I would go, just because he has all. I mean, he's high level at everything. He's high level, and like I said, I think he has the highest ceiling. I would probably go Ant, SJ, Luka, and then we can cut Tatum if we want to do that.
Yeah,
but I would probably go,
Tatum slander.
I would probably go Ant, SJ, Luka.
I just think it's tough. We haven't really seen any of these guys on rebuild teams.
Yeah.
They've just kind of developed and then get their start.
Yeah, and
get going.
Timberwolves honestly scare me for Ant, because they haven't played great this season. Like, they're whatever spot they're in the West, they're lower in the West. And you have, I mean, they're
Timberwolves?
Yeah, their second guy right now is Julius Randle, who's already 30 or 31 maybe. Like, he won't be around forever. Like, you guys are gonna have to start making moves to keep something going, so that you aren't awful, and then you're in a situation like the Hornets where you just have Anthony Edwards doing crazy stuff, but you're losing. So, yeah, they kind of worry me a little bit.
They still have Mike Conley. So Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards,
He's got to be like
Jaden McDaniels, Julius Randle, and then Rudy. But Julius and Rudy are both injured.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Yeah, dang.
So, yeah, I love Ant. Great player. I guess, yeah, if I had to go, I'd go with Ant for all around.
Yeah, I am pretty solid. Can't complain about that.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next thing on the list here. Yeah, we'll just go into this one. Multiple players of this draft class choosing to sit out of the combine. I saw Genty sitting out of the combine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not my Heisman,
I
Ed.
did not expect him to say that, because I feel like it doesn't matter how good you are of a running back. I feel like that running back position, you need to go show out at the combine. Like, I feel like that position's just a little different to me, I feel like. But obviously, quarterback, there's a lot of quarterbacks sitting out. Shadur's I think Campbell sitting out. Yeah.
Bums.
It pisses me off.
You're not going to get injured.
Yeah.
The damn combine. If I were a franchise, I'd see you sitting out as, we're scared for us to see something.
Instantly knocks you down on my list. Instantly. Like, it just pisses me off
for them, and all GMs are idiots.
Like, I want to see if there's a list of all the players sitting out of the combine. I know Genty, he's sitting out of most of it. I think he said he was going to do like some exam or something for them. I don't know, something like that. But I mean, it just drives me insane. Like, you're being put in this position. This draft is very much like, we don't know where these first 5 picks are going to be. Like, we don't know who they're going with.
Sick and tired of the mock drafts, and then they're putting stupid things at stupid spots. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Yeah, they said Abdul Carter's not going to the combine either. So it's all 5 freaking, like, projected first 5 picks are not going. Like, if you are, gosh, it drives me insane. It instantly drops your draft stock to me. If you're invited to the combine, you should want to go to the combine and show out. Especially in a draft like this, like we just said. We don't know where all these teams are landing. Like, we don't know where they're going. When you have Abdul Carter, Genty, Shadur Sanders, I think Cam Ward as well was sitting out. Those are all first 4 guys. Like, they're all top guys off the board. And it just drives me insane. So I don't know if there's even a way they can fix that. Because I think Travis Hunter was saying he wasn't going to do it either. Huh. That was another one I was trying to see if he was going to sit out. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think that was another one he was going to sit out. I don't even know. I don't even know what you do about that.
Everybody's getting so weak. Bowl games, players are sitting out because they don't want to get injured. Play the damn game.
Yeah. No, these college players are too pampered now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, drives me insane. Like, when I just saw
I see Baker Mayfield sitting out any games.
When I just see the list keep growing of players that are sitting out of the combine, I'm like, oh my
God. They just have some sort of sense of entitlement.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah, like
especially Shadur, I'd say.
Yeah, well, I mean, all these guys, it's like you should all be out there.
People are saying this should hit his draft stock because they only have 2 years of seeing him at the D1 level.
Yeah.
because he was playing at Jacksonville State.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. And that's the same thing with Travis Hunter as well, because he was there as well and then came to Colorado.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. You guys need to be at the combine showing this thing. I think it's a similar situation for Cam Ward as well, which I didn't realize, but I saw Shedeur ripping him apart because I guess he played at some other team and then ditched them and came to Miami or something. I didn't really know the story behind him, but I guess similar there as well. All these guys need to be there. It just drives me insane. I don't know. So that was something that I wanted to touch on because.
Yeah, if you really think that you should go number 1 overall or top 5, you should be there proving yourself to everybody why you deserve to be there. But sitting out is just such a, part of my French, pussy move.
Yeah, it is. It is. Like you said, I mean, if you're trying to make your case to be the number 1 pick, you're instantly dropping if you're not at the combine. It's ridiculous. Sticking with NFL, we mentioned this before we got on the pod, the Packers are trying to ban the tush push in the NFL.
Yeah, tush push. I say, why the hell would we get rid of it?
Okay, if we're going to start banning things like this, it's going to go downhill real quick.
With the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, with any franchise, you start banning stuff in the NBA, they start making soft fouls.
Yeah.
They start calling more soft fouls. Look at where the NBA is at now.
Exactly.
It's garbage. Absolute garbage.
It might annoy you. It might annoy you that they're doing the tush push.
You can stop it.
Yeah.
You can stop it. Set up your own tush push behind.
Yeah.
And fight them.
Yeah.
It's a tug of war.
It's not like every team even does that good. Like we saw it with the Bills against the Chiefs. They tried it, I think, 6 times in that game and only got it once or twice.
Yeah.
Like you are able to stop it.
Or stop them like 2 yards.
Yeah.
Before fourth down.
Let them get to that point where they can do the tush push.
I think that's just such a weak thing to do.
Yeah.
To try and get that ban. It's not illegal. It's
football.
It's football. It is. It's a football play.
Yeah.
It's not like a fake slide.
Yeah.
It's not like that. It's a football play where players are shoving the quarterback to advance the ball.
And the team even has to take a risk of having their quarterback do that.
Yeah. So they don't have to, which I don't understand. Put the running back in. Everybody knows it.
Oh, yeah.
Like throw Sadas. Throw the backup running back in.
Yeah.
Get him some stats.
Yeah, that was one thing that we talked about that I don't get why teams don't do that. You could do it with anybody.
You can squat 600 pounds.
Okay, Saquon can squat 900 pounds. Put him in there.
That's like do you think you could get 1 yard rushing in the NFL if you had 10 attempts? Yeah, I could get 10 yards if I did the tush push every time. I just have to deal with 500-pound dudes on my back.
Yeah, but trying to ban is crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, maybe it's annoying. I know a lot of NFL fans hate it because it's annoying, but it's football. Like they're shoving people forward in just a mass, like just push forward. Like it's football. Like that's what it is. If you're trying to get it banned, you're just
suck it up and come up with a game plan.
Yeah, game plan around it, trying to figure something out. If you're not good enough to do that, sorry.
If one team could figure out how to stop it, or at least stop it majority of the time, everyone else will follow.
Yes, exactly.
That's what banning it is just going to ruin the game of football. They've already ruined all the All-Star games, all the Pro Bowls. I mean, so they're trying to make it soft. You get rid of this, you're making the league soft.
Yeah.
And nobody's going to watch it.
I don't even know. If they were to ban it, I don't even know what they would come out and say the reason is.
Yeah. It's a QB sneak.
Yeah.
You're going to ban all QB sneaks? Nah. If we're a fourth and goal on the half-yard line, I can't QB sneak it anymore? Yeah. I have to throw it or I have to hand it off? That's BS.
Yeah.
I'm not a Philly fan.
No, that's what I was just going to say. We're not even Eagles fans.
I'm rooting for them to keep it. This is ridiculous. They shouldn't ban that.
If you're
getting rid of the sport.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a fan of football, you should not want this to be banned. Like, it's
that's
ridiculous.
GM should get fired.
Crazy that the Packers were the ones that submitted it. I don't
like. I saw the comments on a post about it, and they're like, did the tush push force Jordan Love to throw 3 interceptions to complete the playoff games? Nah.
I don't know. Yeah, that's...
Stop it before it gets to that point so they stop have to use it. Because they aren't going to use it from 2 yards out. Especially not on 4th down.
Yeah.
That's all it is. If they're within 1 yard, it's up to them to risk it. They're risking it, doing that too. They do it on 4th down.
I don't know. Figure out your defense. Come to the better game plan. And try to stop it.
I think really the only other way is reverse tush pushing.
Yeah.
You just got to tush push on your own side and,
I mean, that's pretty much what the Chiefs did.
Yeah.
They like,
Yeah.
and that's how they were able to stop the Bills.
Or try and jump the line.
Yeah.
We saw
That
that work out to it. You need Troy Polamalu in the game for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, I thought we'd touch on that because, doesn't make a lot of sense. But I guess we'll get into our first segment of the day. Agree or disagree?
Yes.
Neither of us had questions seconds before this podcast started, so I guess we'll see what we came up with.
Oh, yeah. I think I wrote. Oh, yeah.
You want to start?
Yeah. Mine will be pretty simple. I think it's, just goes for everybody. But Aaron Rodgers needs to retire.
3, 2, 1. Agree. Yeah.
I cannot go another year of seeing him go to another team and ruin them. If you claim to be, sure, he's had a great career before this. I don't have any hate for him before this. But with him constantly bouncing around teams or bouncing to the Jets, getting literally everybody that he wanted and crumbling the team and the chemistry, and then wanting to leave. You don't get to do that.
Yeah.
You should not be able to do that.
Like, he just destroyed their team, and now they're done, and they have to move on.
Yeah.
And now
they did worse than what they did. Zach Wilson.
The most weaponized offense he's ever had. With that many weapons. He's never had a team with that many weapons, and he couldn't do anything. And now your Rams are in the line of destruction.
Yeah. And the thing that really maybe brought this up was the Rams somehow being the favorites in the sports books for Rodgers to go to the Rams. I would rather barf.
Yeah.
Barf blood before I see Aaron Rodgers in a Rams uniform, especially where he's at right now. A few years ago, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
But I saw another thing with the Matthew Stafford trade rumor saying the Lions and the Rams could do the funniest thing and just trade Jared Goff back to us. But even then, I don't want him because he hasn't proven himself. I'd rather have a rookie. Like I saw a mock trade of sending Matthew Stafford to the Patriots and getting Joe Milton. I'd rather have Joe Milton than Aaron Rodgers. I don't care what anybody wants to say about Joe Milton. He has one of the greatest laser balls I've ever seen.
I would rather have Joe Milton 1,000,000 times over Aaron Rodgers. I don't give a shit about the name. He's done. He's old. He's washed. He's awful. And if you send him to the Rams, he's going to do the same shit where he crushes their franchise. And then they are put back at
Here are some Aaron Rodgers stats. Throughout his entire career, there's only 1 year.
I don't get why
it was within his first 4 years. I think it was his first year starting, it looks like. In 2008, he threw 28 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Okay. After that, he throws just about every year. He never touches double digits in interceptions. The only year he does that is 2010, so 2 years after. And the only other year he doesn't have 30 touchdowns. So every other year he's getting 30 touchdowns. There's 1 year where he gets injured, I'm assuming. 30 touchdowns, less than 10 interceptions every time. And then you get to his last year at Green Bay, 2022, where he throws 26 and 12.
Yep.
And then he gets injured 2023. 2024, he throws 28 and 11. He's going back to when he first started in the league. And you look like you can't be a quarterback, get every weapon that you ever want, and then suck ass.
Oh, my gosh.
And then expect to get traded to a good team, a team that was supposed to be rebuilding in the Rams, and we made it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
We almost beat the Eagles.
Yeah.
And then we could have beat the Commanders, and we could have been to the Super Bowl. We could have beat the Chiefs. But no, you're not bringing Aaron Rodgers here. I don't want him, and he's going to ruin the team. And then he's going to start saying, "Oh, bring Devontae Adams. Bring this guy."
I legitimately don't know how we're even having this conversation.
Yeah.
It feels like a fever dream.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand how this guy is still held at such a high level.
Like, should we get Udonis Haslem? Hey, to the Nuggets.
Let's go get Jokic. Brett Favre can still throw the ball. Yes, let's go get him. Holy crap! It is ridiculous. I mean, I can't watch him destroy the Rams. I can't do it. It's awful. I would rather them take Stetson Bennett and put him in that QB position.
I don't want to see him go to the Steelers. I don't want to see him Raiders, the Titans, nowhere. Because he's just going to go there and ruin the team.
The only reason
he's not going to provide anything good. The only reason he should go to a team is to be a vet backup.
Yeah.
To help the quarterback that's starting, or even be a third string.
Yeah.
To help the backup quarterback develop.
I don't get these people that are fighting for him so hard. Like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
He has more than enough money to retire and go to his little cave and do ayahuasca.
And the drama that comes with him as well.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, the only reason he even threw as many touchdowns as he did is because he had one of the teams with probably the most offensive weapons in the entire NFL.
Yeah, Brees Hall. Even the running back behind Brees Hall
Yeah.
is pretty good.
So you have those two coming out.
Garrett Wilson.
Devontae Adams.
Oh, their other guy who came from the Chargers.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
He was solid too.
Yeah, and then
Like Mike Williams.
Mike Williams, yeah, he's been whatever their tight end's name. He played decent as well. Yeah, I think it was Conklin. Yeah. What the hell are we doing? I mean, that's the only reason he even threw the amount of touchdowns he did. Like, it's freaking ridiculous. I don't ever want to see his name come up again. If he goes to the Rams, or if he really goes to any team this year.
If he goes to the Rams, I'm gonna boycott them for however long Rodgers is there. I do not.
I don't understand.
Keep Stafford.
I would 100% rather keep Stafford than bring Aaron Rodgers.
Yes. Stafford has a better 1 to 2 years left.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers,
yeah,
the 2 years.
I don't understand why you would see Stafford and you'd say, okay, let's bring in an older quarterback that doesn't know our offense and put him in the same situation. It hasn't shown that he can win over the last 3 years of his career. Like, it's disgusting. I'm so done with it.
But I couldn't do it.
Very much agree with that. Aaron Rodgers.
I forgot that was
it's tough ruining NFL franchises. Are we just gonna? Should we just do one each and then do the one from Discord?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll go with this one then. Going back to the, we just talked a little bit about the draft that's coming up and the players in there.
Oh boy.
My take here is there's a chance that all 3 of the first picks in this year's draft could end up being busts.
Are you saying
we'll say those first three picks could be players in that group? I'll say Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, Shadur Sanders. I don't even know who else they have. I think there's a tackle in there. But we'll just go with those 4. I mean, 4 biggest names in the draft. I should have said 4 biggest names in the draft. Could have a chance. Yeah, I would say.
I don't know how I feel about Abdul. Okay.
I would say,
might disagree.
Yeah.
So what's your official saying?
Those 4 biggest names in the draft, which will probably all go 1 through 6 or somewhere around there, could have a chance of all being busts.
3, 2, 1.
Agree. Yeah, it's actually crazy.
I don't think Abdul Carter would. I mean, obviously he's set to prove himself, but I'd say at the linebacker position, he has the best opportunity to not be bust unless he comes in and Henry Ruggs it.
Yeah. I feel like he's probably in the best situation just because of the position he plays. Cam Ward and Shadur Sanders are going to be on thin ice quickly. I feel like
they have a lot. Who's the other guy?
Travis Hunter.
I feel like Travis Hunter doesn't really have too much.
But I feel like they could all.
I feel like the 2 quarterbacks have a lot to prove because they're going to go to the teams that need it.
Yeah.
But those teams that they're going to go to, potentially the Titans, the Browns, or
Patriots, I guess. Raiders, yeah.
I think they'll go to one of those 3 teams, those 2. They don't have weapons around them yet.
Yeah. None of those teams.
The Bears, just, let's go get Keenan Allen. Let's go get this guy. Let's go get this guy. And then they did nothing.
They still couldn't do anything.
Yeah, they still could do
So if you're sending these quarterbacks to teams that have nothing and you're expecting them to perform,
they'll need to do something because those teams have a lot of cap space, so they'll need to prepare for them. But I think Cam Ward, Jerry Jeudy could be amazing. Jerome Ward there. You get David Njoku. I think Cam Ward is in the best position if he goes to the Browns or whoever goes.
Yeah. I feel like whoever goes to the Browns,
they're in the best position. But whoever gets to the Raiders, Titans, I'd say they're screwed.
Browns are definitely the best team to go to, especially for the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But that's just crazy seeing.
I could see Shadur being the biggest bust.
Well, it's just crazy seeing.
Biggest bust of all time.
I mean, it's just crazy seeing the top 4 names in this draft we could look at and be like they could all end up just being busts. Like, it's just insane seeing that. Like, I was thinking about that.
I'd say Scatterboo.
I saw that the Chiefs were looking at potentially trying to get Scatterboo. I would freaking love it.
Kareem Hunt.
I do not care. I would love it. Bring him in. I would freaking love it.
If the Broncos don't take a running back, I will be so pissed. I'll be so pissed.
If they don't take a running back, I don't know who else the hell they're going for.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that also reminds me. So yeah, well, we both agreed on that.
Yeah, we agreed.
Yeah,
they do have a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it's just crazy that you can look at the top 4 guys in this draft and they could turn out amazing, but at the same time you'd be like, they could fall quick. But that also reminds me, bringing up the Broncos. I don't know if you saw this morning. Rob Gronkowski said he may come out of retirement and that he's looking at the Broncos as his spot to come to. Yeah,
let him come back, baby. Let him come back.
He is 36 years old.
Oh, never mind. Never mind.
And I don't That came across my phone this morning.
Just let him be a free agent in Madden. Let me play
Yeah,
with that.
yeah.
Don't bring it back to the actual NFL.
Yeah.
Unplay that.
Yeah. So that just reminded me of that. Even you brought up the Broncos.
Man.
Marry that out there.
All right.
Insane.
We'll go to now. I keep forgetting who this is. Goon.
Yeah, I
Boogie Bandit
Goon.
on Discord.
Boogie Bandit.
Yeah.
We don't have your
Shout out
TikTok name, but
Shout out Goon for this question. It's kind of a long one, but
yeah.
I think it's a really good one. So shout out to Goon
been
for
cooking.
doing this. He did our last one too.
Yeah, he's cooking, man. He's cooking.
Yeah, he is. Providing absolutely fire takes.
Yeah.
All right, with the NIL deal, should NCAA basketball players be made to at least have multiple seasons like football, like they have to play a minimum amount of seasons?
Yeah.
Should the one and done be done? So you play 1 year and then you're done. Does this make it better for NCAA basketball, the NBA, and the player? Or should NCAA football players be able to do one and done? Prime example, Lattimore and his career-ending injury in South Carolina. The player we never really got to see in the NFL and could have been possibly one of the greats. I'd say, all right, so we'll divide this into two.
Yeah,
We'll start with your
questions.
basketball.
Okay.
Basketball, I think we need to provide a minimum
I think it would definitely
years.
I think it would definitely help college basketball a lot, and I think it would help to get the NIL thing under control, but I think it would hurt the NBA a lot.
I don't know, like we aren't really seeing any superstar player. Like
I don't know,
the last two number 1 overall picks, I think were from France.
Yeah.
And so who the hell are we getting out of college?
This draft coming up, I think, is going to be better, and next year's draft is going to be better. This draft this year has 3 guys that are pretty freaking good. Obviously, Cooper Flagg, Ace Bailey's in that conversation, and then blank on the other guy's name. But next year they have the dude we were talking about on stream, AJ Dion Taza or whatever his name is. He's going to be crazy. So we have some better players coming up.
I'd say for it to be good for both teams, because for the NBA, you want it to be good because you want them to develop. And you want to be able to get the best draft pick possible. If you have to play a minimum of 2 years, that'll help the kids. You can get 2 years of NIL, and that it's the money they're getting paid.
Yeah,
to live off that.
It's definitely much different for the NFL and NBA.
We're just talking NBA.
Yeah.
We'll get to it. To NFL.
Man, I don't know. It's definitely.
I'd say there needs to be minimum for that.
Gosh, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, right. There definitely needs to be something. We talked about this on another episode. Definitely needs to be something because it's out of control. You
could see those guys develop. I just want to see more team pride. That's what I want to see. I want to see guys go to college because they love the program, they love the coach, and sure, they can get paid, whatever. I don't care about NIL.
Yeah, as long as it's under control, and they're actually.
Arkansas started the season with nobody on the roster.
Yeah,
they had to bring people in. That's ridiculous. Like, no team should do that. I'd say the one thing that should happen is if you sign with a team, you have to be there 2 years. That gives you enough time to and then after that you can bounce 1-to-1. But you should start a minimum 2 years.
I don't hate it. I just feel like it would hurt the NBA quite a bit.
I think it would help because then it gives you they develop. It might hurt in the short term. But long term, if you can't touch these guys until 2 years later, once they come out of high school, I think it's fine. I think the one and done should be done.
I mean, that's a solid question.
The one and done should be done because we look at guys like Zion, who didn't really play his freshman year at Duke. Yeah, injured most of the time, and then he got drafted, and then started his career off injured. That reminds me, still dealing with that stuff.
Yeah, that reminds me. This is kind of off topic, but on topic at the same time. Well, no, it's because you brought up Zion, who didn't play much.
Oh, gosh.
Did you know Devin Booker did not start a single game in college? Yeah.
Well, same thing with Anthony Richardson.
I found that out yesterday.
15 games until, like, from high school to the NFL.
Yeah.
Until he made it there.
Insane. Yeah, I just found that out yesterday. Because, that's another comparison. Just because that Kentucky roster was so deep with talent, and you had guys that actually wanted to be there and actually cared about it.
Yeah.
I could see how it could definitely help.
You also force guys to stay there. It forces you to prove to the guys coming in that, I deserve to be in this spot. I deserve to be looked at by these NBA teams. And then if they want to continue to develop, they could stay at a school for 2 years.
Yeah.
Jump up to a bigger school or wherever they want to be a star at. And then
I don't hate it, honestly.
I think the G League is what's hurting the NBA with taking kids straight out of high school.
I don't know, because I don't even feel like there's that many kids going there anymore. Like, it was hyped up for a while,
Yeah.
but now I feel like it's just
I just think
drowned out.
2 years, have 2-year minimum.
Yeah.
Well, play in college or some sort of thing.
Because it's similar to where you see Jalen Green. Jalen Green didn't play in college, but he went to the G League and played in the G League for 2 years before he actually went to the NBA.
2 years.
Yeah, and actually got that experience. And it's similar to LaMelo as well. He went and played overseas and played at a bunch of different places to get that experience before he came in. He played overseas and played in the G League, I believe.
Or just make it like a minimum age or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think if
because I mean those are
college.
Those are two guys, Jalen Green and LaMelo Ball, you can look at and you can see that exact thing where they actually took time to pause, and they've actually been decent in the NBA. They still have a lot of growing to do to actually get to that main spot, but I mean, they came out and looked pretty good right when they came into the league because they did those things. So yeah, that's actually pretty solid. Getting to the NFL side of things.
Yeah, the football.
So it's asking if they should be able to do one and done.
Yeah,
absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not. They would die. They would die.
19 years old.
They would
into
die.
The league. They could not do it. And then the other thing with college is you want to be able to have this education that you want the guys to be able to fall back on. God forbid an injury like this happens.
Yes.
You want them to be able to have that injury or that education so they can do something else with their life.
Yeah.
That's not in sports.
I don't think there's any shot in hell anybody would be able to even attempt to do one and done.
Yeah,
in college to
I don't think so. I think
football is so different. You have to have so much more experience. You have to get used to even getting hit at the college level. But I mean, if you go to the NFL at 19 years old, you are dying. Like you are dying.
Even what's his name, Ryan Williams on the Roll Tide, baby.
Yeah.
On Alabama, you put him in the NFL, he's getting murdered.
Yeah.
Murdered.
I mean, oh my gosh, yeah, no,
because he
couldn't happen.
He had this amazing year as an 18-year-old.
Yeah,
you give him one more year, or 17-year-old, whatever age he was.
Yeah, it couldn't happen. No way.
I don't think so. I think
very, very good questions there.
Yeah,
but yeah, there's no way.
I think
there's no way if
a career injury like that, it would have happened in the NFL. Potentially too, you never know. Every draft pick is a gamble. You never know if there's going to be career-ending injuries. Right.
Football is just so different. Like, yeah, it sucks. He had a career-ending injury. He could have been great in the NFL, whatever. But if you would have sent him to the league at whatever age he was, he would have had probably a much worse injury.
Yeah,
I mean, so yeah.
The thing that needs to change with kids getting blocked from going from college to the NFL is these accusations against them.
Oh, my God.
Because there was a guy at Baylor. I can't remember his name.
I know you're talking about.
Absolute stud. Yeah. He was going to go in the first round. And this person came out saying that she was essayed by him and then came out, 10 years later?
Yeah.
I lied about that.
It's absolutely awful.
This missed out on this kid.
Yeah, this is another thing that needs to get figured out. I think
I think not even with college, just all the
general. Yes, in general.
If you're gonna accuse someone and it comes out that you're lying, you
should be going to prison. You should be going to prison. I'm gonna stand by that 100%. I mean,
make sure that there's enough proof to back your case. And I understand there are things that happen like this.
Yes, I understand. There's serious accusations through both sides.
He lies about it.
Yeah, they definitely worked on it. They've definitely gotten better because I mean, we've seen cases where it's definitely gotten better, but
we got Justin Tugger now.
Yeah, but I don't even know what you do to figure that out, but it's awful. That guy from Baylor. I mean, that story is.
There just needs to be repercussions if they come out saying that they're lying.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a bit off topic, but
yeah. Is that beautiful question?
Beautiful questions, Goon. I think football. We'll just put it back in simple terms. Football. No one and done ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Basketball, minimum 2 years before you can jump to the NBA. Minimum 2 years college basketball or 2 years elsewhere, like foreign, whatever. But
I'm with that.
You need 2 years of something.
I'm with that.
Just, and if it gets established now, it'll just set it up for the future.
Yeah.
To be better.
I'm with that. Solid questions there. Okay. Going into the next a little segment, I guess. We each have a list of our top 5 point guards of all time. Do you want to go first or me?
Sure, I'll start.
Okay.
Point guards are tough. Point guards are tough.
There's a lot of them. All time, especially.
I'm not even saying shooting guards. I'm not counting Kobe. I'm not.
No. Yeah. It's point guard specific.
Point guard specific.
Yes.
Number 1, just based off his build, Magic Johnson.
Okay, you're going in a completely different direction already from where I was going to go. I gotcha.
Magic Johnson, because of his build and everything he did throughout his career.
I gotcha.
Next, I'm going Stephen Curry.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. At least we agree on that one.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
pure shooter, best shooter of all time, best thing we've ever seen. Next, hold on. Let me go through this.
So 1, we got Magic. 2, we got Steph.
Yeah. I think my number three is Russell Westbrook. There's also guys I've seen recently.
I'm so glad you said that. I think that's the same spot I have him on my list. Yeah.
I mean, if you're, he's kind of like Jokic, you know. I love that they're on the same team together, where you can get points, rebounds, and assists. If you have a point guard that can do that for you, and average that, and he's got, I don't even know how many MVPs. At least one.
Russell Westbrook in his prime was one of the best point guards we have ever seen.
Yeah,
and he gets so disrespected
with how he was dunking,
yes,
shooting, everything he could do, and defending. He was a good defender too.
Yeah, I have him at 3 spot as well.
Even now, when he's older in his career, what he's able to do off the bench and help the Nuggets with.
And I know people are going to disagree with him at 3. I know it because everybody always disagrees with me.
Arguably, he might be number 2.
I mean, him in his prime was one of the best point guards we've ever seen, and definitely one of the most explosive point guards we've ever seen. So yeah, both got him at 3.
I don't really like my list. It's a bit more current, but at number
4. What do you got?
I'll go number 5, Kyrie.
Okay.
Just self-explanatory, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. He's just that guy. He's shifty.
I don't hate that. Our lists are more similar than I thought, actually. We just have players in different spots.
Number 4, AI.
Okay, I like that. I don't have him in my top 5. There's just one person I put above him, but he would probably be my 6th. So it's
not gonna lie, I didn't really put together this list. I don't hate kind of figure off the top of my head. I think that's pretty good. I mean, maybe I'd even move Magic down to 5 and just move everybody else up 1. But Magic, you know, just the build, his speed.
I don't hate the list at all.
How he dominated at the time, I think it was just
I don't hate the list at all.
Okay, well that's good.
We just have it. I mean, pretty much have a very similar list, just in different spots. I have one different player than you, but number 1, I have Steph. I'm not even the biggest Steph fan in the world, but I mean his playmaking ability, his best shooter of all time. With that playmaking ability, everything he's done, I have him at number 1. The reason I don't have Magic at number 1, which I have him lower on my list, is just because I don't feel like he's doing what he did back then today. I don't feel like he'll be able to hold up.
Well, no, he's not doing, but he still did what he did.
Well, yeah.
He did it. Yeah. So that's where you have to.
But I'm trying to balance out players that can still hold up. Like, because if we're going to go off that, Steph destroys him. Because I think Steph could still destroy in his time. Steph could destroy in his time, and Steph destroys now.
Yeah.
So he's got to be able to go across both things.
The game evolves, so you just have to take players where they're at. You think.
And I saw.
You think Barry Sanders,
what
playing that he's doing right now, with how good defenses are? I don't know. You got to think about.
I saw Magic stats. He was only averaging 18 points per game.
But the defense back then was like crazy. You look at the averages now. Like you look at the standings right now. The Cavs and Thunder are averaging 122 points a game.
Yeah.
You change that to down to the Magic's time, where 100-point games were crazy, and then he's averaging a fifth of those points. You put him up at a fifth of the points of 122. He's putting up 30. 40 points?
I don't know. I don't hold Magic that high. I know a lot of people do. I don't hold Magic that high personally. 2 on my list, I have Kyrie. I have Kyrie number 2. Nobody else does what he does. Like, he's a one-of-a-kind player.
Yeah.
Nobody else does what he does. I feel like Kyrie has to be, like, no matter if you want him that high or not, he's in top 5. He has to be in your top 5 no matter what.
Yeah, I get a lot of hate for this list.
I don't really care. Like, and I think people have gotten a lot more love for Kyrie recently because he's taking a lot of hate over his career. A lot of hate. A lot of bullshit hate. But watching what he does and what he's able to do, there's just no other player that does it. So I have him at number 2. I have Westbrook at 3 like you did, same spot. Him in his prime was one of the best points. And I'm telling you right now, Caden, you better freaking clip this because I'm telling you right now, people are going to disagree with Westbrook even being in top 5. Even being in top 10, I think people are going to disagree with.
I'd say
people hate Westbrook. They hate him.
I'd put him top 2 now.
People hate him. I don't understand. I guarantee people are going to come for our throats for that one.
4
is where I have Magic. I have Magic in the 4 spot. And then my 5.
I think that's just a little bit of recency bias.
I don't hold Magic at that spot. If you're going to, I mean,
you have a 6'9" point guard.
Okay, then LeBron.
Yeah, you have LeBron at point guard.
Are we going to put LeBron
in a different time where their defense, where they aren't getting the same foul calls every game?
But
and they're not putting up as many points a game. And he's still putting up almost 20 points a game.
Let's see.
Look it up.
Let's
5 NBA titles. 3.
I know how many he won. I know what his stats.
3 MVPs, 9 All-NBA first-team selections, 12 All-Stars, and 1 Olympic gold medal. He ranks 7th in assists, 23rd in steals, 87th in scoring, and 150th in rebounds. Dang. Oh, man.
All right. Okay. This was the time he
Did
played.
you ever watch him play?
He played. Okay. Did you ever watch him play?
No, I
Exactly.
didn't. But
So he played from. He was drafted in 79 and played to like 92 or 93 or something like that. In the 80s, the average points per game was 110 points per game. So it's only gone up.
What is it now?
20 more.
What is it now?
Let's see.
120 points per game. So what you're saying?
What is
120
20
per game
110 points per game.
per team?
Yeah. And then today it's 113.
No.
Yes. That
Defense was so much different, though.
It's a 3-point difference. So
defense
his
was-
averages. Let's see. No, there's too many people that hold him on this pedestal, and it just doesn't make sense at all. Let's see. Okay. Well, this is just each year. Okay, career. He averages 19.5 points per game, 7.2 rebounds, and 11 assists a game.
Ooh. That's a pretty good stat line.
Doesn't hold up. Taking
Are you
that.
serious?
No, it doesn't hold up today. If you have Magic Johnson play today, he's getting completely destroyed.
Not as a 6'9" point guard.
Yes.
No.
Because he does not have the. Because, okay, so who we have to compare him to is LeBron. That's who we have to compare him to. He is not 25% of the athlete LeBron is. He's not.
We'll never know.
He's not.
We'll
He's
never
not.
know.
So I am not even putting him close to that.
All right.
Top
Then let me
three.
rearrange my list because I didn't have it fully put together before I had it all together.
Well, I still have my 5 spot. And
Who's at your 5 then?
my 5 is Steve Nash.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Nash could even be higher because I didn't even realize this. Nash won, I don't know what years it was, but Nash won back-to-back MVP. The only other point guard to even win 2 MVPs at the point guard position is Steph Curry. So the only 2 point guards to ever do it is Steph Curry and Steve Nash,
Oh, wow.
which is actually crazy that he's in that category.
Yeah.
So I have him at 5. So
Okay.
my 5 would be Steph, Kyrie, Westbrook, Magic, and Nash.
All right. I'll change mine. Steph. Oh, gosh. Steph, Westbrook. I think I had AI.
Oh, yeah. See, AI is probably...
He should be up there just,
No, yeah, he's
just
definitely up there.
stud.
Yeah, he's
Stud.
definitely up there 100%. I
All right.
had
Steph,
to go back and forth if I wanted him in my
Steph,
5 or not.
Westbrook, AI, and then, gosh dang it, Kyrie, and then Magic. All right. There's my
There you go.
Readjust it.
There we go. I'm telling you, people are going to come for us for these lists. I'm telling you. It's like it's obvious. I feel like it's obvious,
Yeah.
but I'm telling you, people are going to come for us. People are going to have that guy in their top 5. There's a lot of people who are going to have him. Because if you go to the
Top 5 point guards should not consist of more than one white man.
Here is ESPN's top 10 point guards, just to give you like a basis of what a lot of people view it as.
This guy was looking at Hoops Hype.
They have, okay, you ready? Magic Johnson, Oscar Robertson,
They just had these old guys.
John Stockton, Curry. Curry at 4 is disgusting.
That is disgusting. He embodies the point guard position.
Isaiah Thomas, Chris Paul, Steve Nash, Jason Kidd, Walt Frazier, and Bob Cousy.
Never even heard of Bob Cousy.
The
I feel like I've heard of him, but
if you're making a point guard list, it has to
50
Yeah.
to 63.
This guy's putting up 0 points today. 0 points. Zero. He's not like
They could do it at their time, but yeah, if we're talking now,
Chris Paul would be
different.
up
The game's also changed. You have different recovery. You have different.
Yeah.
You can watch
But
videos.
skill wise, I mean, skill wise, Steph, Kyrie, Westbrook are like all on a higher level than any of those guys we just listed. I feel like,
Yeah.
I mean, all like skill, like you take any of them in their prime.
I think that's pretty. I feel like centers I could build.
Yeah, we'll have to do that as well. We'll probably do that next episode.
Yeah, do that next. I think centers would be probably easier. I already know who's going at number 1, and arguably who's going at number 3.
All right.
That was
Well, yeah, there's our top 5 point guards there. I can't wait to see what people say.
yeah.
But we'll get to the end of the episode here, ending off with fresh franchise. Are we doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And keep it simple for this one because it's pretty tough.
Okay.
It's pretty
fresh
tough.
franchise, ladies and gentlemen. We're doing the Cincinnati Bengals. Gonna be a tough one here. Gonna be very tough. And I'm not gonna lie.
Arguably, it might be one of the hardest teams to rebuild.
Yeah.
Because they don't have the draft pick. Get that guy. They don't have the defense.
I put a few points down for this. I didn't even do it for the Bengals, so we're even in a worse position than we usually are here. Okay, so currently they have.
Let's go to all reliable CBS Sports.
Currently they have $58 million in cap space, as we said. I think last episode when we were talking about the Jamar Chase situation. So currently they have $58 million.
All right, so we're gonna do this list based off of them signing. But see, they like Jamar to a. He might even sign a $50 million deal.
Yeah, I think you have to put him at 50, so that only leaves you with 8.
Oh, I have their cap at 53.
Oh, okay. It made it even less than.
Yeah. They give their entire cap space to Jamar. Or
that's what I'm saying.
Or they let him walk in free agency.
I don't think there's any shot.
Yeah. I mean, you look at if teams only have what, $280 million that it just got bumped up to, $280 million, and you're spending almost over a sixth of that on one player when you need 22 starters. You're spending a sixth of that on one guy is
I don't see how they can keep Burrow, Jamar, Higgins, and Hendrickson.
Nah.
I don't see how they can do it.
They're going to have to try and keep Jamar and Joe Burrow together.
Oh, I see.
Do that, you're going to need to
destroy everything else. Like everything else.
Yeah, it's all going to be destroyed. Like the Bengals defense is cooked. It's absolutely cooked. You can't beat the Patriots in the first game of the season?
Yeah.
Come on.
And I see all these analysts saying, oh, they'll be able to do it. They'll figure something out. They'll move Joe's contract around. Move Joe's contract around? How much are you going to clear?
You're going to have to clear a lot.
You'd have to eliminate his contract.
To be able to sign a basically completely new defense? No.
Okay. So if you were to even keep, here, let's take a look here. So Joe Burrow's contract is currently 5 years, $275 million with a $40 million signing bonus. All right. That's Joe Burrow's contract. So Jamar's going to be somewhere around $50 million, maybe even more, but we're just going to say $50 million for this. So you're left with, if we're going with yours, you're left with $3 million left in cap space. So you could sign Iraq with that. All right.
Yeah.
So let's see what T. Higgins is wanting.
You could sign a Zach Bond to that for a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
You just have to hope that guy is going to be good.
T. Higgins, let's see.
See, it's just
it's
atrocious.
Like, it feels impossible.
I'm looking at the Bengals. I'm looking at their stats and then their opponent's stats against.
Yeah.
The Bengals had 472 points for. Opponents had 434 points against. So, not terrible. Yeah, you still have a pretty good differential there. Their per game is 27.8 per game. Opponents is 25.5 per game. If your defense, that's what's atrocious. I guarantee you look at any other team, they don't have that many points against them.
Yeah.
Like you look at the Chiefs, prime example.
Yeah.
Their average is probably
it was incredible. It was incredible.
Let me just get the exact number. Stats per game, opponent. Okay, that doesn't make any sense.
It says anything higher than what I'm thinking is wrong.
It says 27.
Yeah, that's definitely wrong.
Oh, that's postseason.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say.
Regular season? 19.
Yeah, I was going to say. It should be right around 19.
I was like,
20.
Oh, that's right. The Bengals didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because they suck.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, if your defense is doing.
Yeah. And then, I mean, still, that's really tight. Like, the Chiefs were on the edge of doing that. And I think what really messed up that average was the last game of the season.
Yes.
The Broncos.
So it was
a lot.
Yeah, it was probably lower than that.
Yeah, I mean, probably like 17. 17 points per game. If your defense can hold a team to 17 points a game, and you have a decent offense,
you have an offense that's putting up. I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
But here we go. I'm going to give you the numbers that it's currently looking for, or looking like the market is expecting Higgins and Hendrickson to get. So, like we said, Jamar's probably going to be somewhere around 50, maybe more, but we'll say 50. So you have $3 million left in cap space. Higgins is expected to get around $30 million per year.
Damn.
All right, so I don't know how you're clearing even that much from Joe.
So they would basically almost be spending $100 million on 2 receivers.
Yeah, and then Hendrickson he's willing to take a deal around $25 to $27 million a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
So just for those 3 players, they're spending over $100 million for 3 players out of the. I'll even say 24 players to get a punter kicker in there. Out of 24, 3 they're spending an eighth of their budget.
I don't
on 3
get
players.
how it's even possible. I don't get how it's even possible for them to sign these. But like, they even say like,
But then you look at it and you got teams like who? The Saints that are $47 million in cap.
yeah,
In negative cap. The Bills, $10 million in cap.
because like you look at their roster here. Joe Burrow is currently, like, looking at the actual numbers that these players made last season. Joe Burrow is currently making $46 million a year, so he's the biggest cap hit, obviously. You have Jamar Chase, who's up there. He's at $22 million a year. Hendrickson's at $18. So Jamar is wanting $30 million more. Hendrickson is wanting about $10 million more.
And they deserve it.
Higgins,
They deserve it.
I'm not saying they don't deserve it. Absolutely.
It's just the Bengals screwed themselves. You have to be able to win in a short period of time unless you can get it figured out on how to restructure everything.
Yeah. Don't know where T. Higgins is on this list, but yeah, I don't even know where to start here. Like, the Bengals are going to be, like, they are going to be a multi-year rebuild. Like, it's not going to be easy.
It's not going to be done. Like the Browns rebuilt their team amazing in 1 year.
Yeah.
What was the other team we built? The Raiders? Did we do the Raiders?
I don't think we did Raiders.
We did Rams. Easily rebuilt them.
That episode didn't come out, but yes, we did do Rams.
Yes.
But yeah, we've done a handful.
You look at the Bengals, they're giving up 25 points per game. I looked at the Panthers. The Panthers, they're giving up 30 points a game and only putting up 20, so their record makes sense.
Yeah.
The Bengals are only holding teams to 5 less points per game
Than the Panthers.
than the Panthers.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's ridiculous.
and that's just what they're averaging. So you got teams scoring a lot more than that, a lot less, sure, but you got to get your defense under control and limit these teams like with the Chiefs. Limit them to under 20 points a game.
Yeah.
Your offense only needs to score 3 touchdowns in a 60-minute game.
Yep.
To be able to win. 3 touchdowns, that's all you need.
Yeah. I don't get, unless there's something we just don't realize, which maybe there is, but I don't get how there's analysts.
Franchises to where there's really nothing.
You ain't looking very fresh.
That's why I said there's going to be a short one.
Yeah.
There's not much you can do.
Well, unless
you sign Jamar, really their best choice might just be not sign Jamar.
I don't understand. Like I've said,
they say screw it.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, these analysts keep saying, oh, it's possible, they'll figure it out. Unless there is something obvious that we're missing here. Maybe there is. Maybe you guys will rip us apart because there's something obvious we're missing. But I don't know what it would be. Because even if you want to move Joe Burrow's contract around, what's the maximum you're going to free there? Maybe $10 million. Maybe, which I don't even expect that. Yeah. Maybe you can free that.
You can sign 1 to 2 guys, but not high-quality guys.
You're not signing Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, or Hendrickson.
No.
So, I mean, yeah, you either have to make the choice to
sign Jamar and hope that you can do it,
or let him walk and get Hendrickson and T. Higgins.
Ooh, and then have a little bit left over. But they're just in a really tough spot. So like they don't have it, especially like they just need to not get T. Higgins, not get Jamar, bolster their defense, and then try and draft someone good.
Yeah,
I don't. Signing one of those 2 guys is going to.
This is why, and I saw somebody else talking about this. This was actually a good point that an analyst brought up. This is why you sign these guys when they're younger and when they're showing. You sign them to these contracts quick. They effed themselves over with Jamar Chase. They could have had a much cheaper contract.
That's a gamble, though, because then you sign guys like Trevor Lawrence to big deals.
Well, yeah.
And then you just get screwed.
But still, you saw what Jamar Chase was doing. They would not give him a contract, and now you're effed. Yeah. Now you're effed.
They should have done it last year.
Yeah, you could have gotten T. Higgins on another contract as well, but you franchise tagged him and pushed it off. You could have gotten Hendrickson on another contract, but you pushed it off. And his contract, he was already pissed last year because he wanted a new contract last year, and they pushed it off. He's pissed again, and you're not going to be able to give him the money he wants.
Yeah. So some other team will, but some other team's not going to win.
Yeah.
Unless they sign him to a small deal.
Yeah. I don't know. It looks like it's impossible for them to get all 3 players back.
Yeah. That's why we said, I think we had to take a while ago, the Bengals will never win the Super Bowl.
Yeah. This situation right here, there's no way it plays out as cleanly as people are trying to act like it will, and it's going to set them back multiple years.
It will be, arguably, it would take, like, they aren't going to be able to do it with Joe Burrow. It's sad to say.
This situation right here will set them back multiple years.
5 5 years minimum
Yeah, I mean,
to be able to just start fresh and cut these fucking contracts down, and to be able to sign new guys.
well, yeah, is he?
Draft. Give yourself time to draft.
Yeah.
Should be good, and then he could sign these guys. But
I would say, I guess the best move if you are going to sign these guys would be to let Jamar walk and keep T. Higgins and Hendrickson. But then at the same time, it's like,
but then you're still spending.
yeah, you're
all
still
the money you
spending
have
all
to
of your
spend.
money, don't have anything else to do, and you're losing that offensive power in Jamar. So who knows what your offense is going to look like now?
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, it's impossible.
it's really.
Good luck to the Bengals GM.
We already know that all of the NFL GMs suck, besides the Eagles and Chiefs.
Yeah.
Rams.
So we bid you good luck. In this journey. This is insane. If you guys have anything you want to drop in the comments or anything about how they could do it, let us know.
We're flabbergasted by this situation. There's nothing. There's nothing to do to rebuild. Like, even with the Browns, we put together.
That was the one we did. Yeah.
The Browns instantly put them to a playoff team.
Yeah.
Like, if Cam Ward performs, instant playoff.
Yeah.
Because they have the weapons, they have the good defense, they can do it.
With the Bengals,
Look at the Bengals. If you don't have that defense,
doesn't matter what your offense is
it
doing.
doesn't matter what your offense is doing. If you're having to put up a minimum of 25 points a game to win,
Yeah. You're done.
You can't.
I mean, it just feels like you're in between a rock and a hard place. Like, you have there's nothing you can do. It doesn't feel like there's a chess move you can do here. Like, you're just
Jamal can keep people happy, but you're not going to win.
Yeah. You're not. If you sign
There's no
Jamar
win.
and you're not able to get T. Higgins and Hendrickson back, you're not doing shit. Maybe your offense will look good, but you're not winning anything.
Yep. This fresh franchise is cooked.
Yeah.
We're going to have to come up with some saying for that if there's a franchise we can't rebuild.
Yeah.
Like every other team in the NFL we could rebuild.
Yeah.
Well, I feel more comfortable rebuilding the Patriots.
Yeah.
Building
Patriots,
the
Panthers.
Panthers.
Patriots. Have you seen the cap space they have?
A lot.
Yeah. I think they have like 150 million in cap space. Like,
This thing says 128. I don't know if it's true. It might not be right.
I don't know, but
This has Patriots 128 million, Raiders 99 million.
Yeah.
Washington still has 82 million, if that's right. 82 million. And they just went to the NFC Championship.
Yep.
The NFC Championship. With nobody, really. Terry McLaurin, you got, I wouldn't even say Brian Robinson Jr. is up there, but
Yeah.
you got Jaden Daniels, and then who on defense? I couldn't really tell you anybody from defense.
Yeah. I know they got what's his face from the Saints, but he didn't even look good. He got cooked by A.J. Brown and got in a lot of arguments. Marshawn Lattimore.
Yeah, Terry McLaurin and Jaden Daniels. Build around them while you have the cap space. Holy crap.
They got to take advantage of that because, I feel like they're in
the prime position.
They're in a similar position the Chiefs were in when they drafted Mahomes and had Mahomes and Kelsey, and you have Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin, but there's that large age gap, so you got to take advantage while it's there.
It's kind of like what the Bengals were in a while ago. They had a decent defense, but then they lost everybody, and then you have to sign Jamar, and you have to make the right moves when you have the space for it.
Yeah,
because
I think
what they're doing right now is...
I think Joe Burrow's in denial. He keeps saying, I think we can do it. I've ran the math.
It's like me saying the St. Louis Cardinals are going to win the World Series this year. I know it ain't happening.
Yeah.
I don't need to make the playoffs again.
Yeah. Like, it's just impossible. I don't see that.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's the episode there.
Yeah.
Bengals are cooked. Top 5 point guards of all time.
Unbuildable franchise.
Yep.
With where they're at right now. We can revisit in 5 years.
Yep.
Just to see what happens. Or we can revisit after the trade.
Yeah.
Or not at the trade, but after contract talks go on and revisit to see what they can do. Or even after the draft. But as for right now, I think next season, not going to be a playoff team again.
No.
And the season after that, not going to be a playoff team. I don't see them in the Super Bowl for a while, or even the playoffs for a while.
Yeah.
If they do somehow make the playoffs, they're going to get against them. Like, that playoff team is going to have a good defense.
Yep.
And then they're going to have a good offense.
Yep.
If they play anybody like, you line them up, they play the Chargers, they ain't beating them. They ain't beating the Texans. They ain't even beating the Steelers.
No.
But not
Steelers defense is going to eat it alive. They're not beating the Ravens. They're not beating the Chiefs. They're not beating the Bills.
Yeah. I mean, you put them in there, they are doing that. You look at their roster back when they made it to the Super Bowl, yeah. Say,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay,
They had a good
because that's what people are going to bring up. People are going to bring up, oh, they went to the Super Bowl a few years ago. Oh, they beat the Chiefs a few years ago. Okay. They're not.
the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
No,
they
the
didn't
Rams.
win the Super Bowl, and also, they don't have that same roster anymore, and they're about to lose a lot of pieces from the roster. They
Think
do.
like a name from that roster. I think Jermaine Pratt, possibly. Eli Apple, especially
Yeah.
because he was a Yappa. And then Trey Hendrickson, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesse. I think Jesse Bates was on that
Yeah.
team, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they had a good team, but you've lost all those guys, and now you don't have a defense. You need defense. Football's a defensive game. That's why the Steelers are constantly going 500.
Yeah. They're not
Every
even
year.
good, but they make it every year.
They make it to the playoffs every year. They at least make a team work for it to make it to the next stage.
Yeah.
And then the Bengals want to sit there and complain.
Yeah.
Say, oh, well, we should expand the playoffs. We should be in the playoffs.
Oh my God.
We win more games. If you had beaten the Patriots at the beginning of the season, you would have been in the playoffs.
Exactly.
If you had beaten even worse teams, I'll try and look at their schedule, but you look at their.
They could have had a lot of opportunities to be in the playoffs, and they didn't. And then people whining about the Chiefs not trying to win that last game to let the Bengals get in. It ain't our job to let the Bengals get in.
Yeah. They lost to the Patriots. They lost to the Chiefs by 1. Lost to the Commanders by 5.
Yep.
Beat the Panthers by 10. Lost to the Ravens by 3. Beat the Giants 17-7. If you're only putting up 17 points against the Giants, and then 21 against the Browns, and the Browns put up 14.
Oh my gosh.
And then you look at this. The Eagles. They lost to the Eagles 17-37.
Yep. It just shows
The Eagles.
Yeah.
The Eagles. And then, I mean, they're able to put up good points. I mean, a lot of their games are one score, but they're not playing good teams in the regular season.
No. I don't know.
Top teams they played were Ravens, Eagles, Steelers.
Yeah.
But majority of the teams they played were Patriots. Their whole season, Patriots, Chiefs, Commanders, Panthers, Ravens, Giants, Browns, Eagles, Raiders, Ravens, Chargers, Steelers, Cowboys, Titans, Browns, Broncos, Steelers.
Seems like a schedule.
You give anybody else
That is it.
schedule,
You get
majority wins.
You give Ravens, Chiefs, Bills, Eagles, Commanders, Rams.
All the playoff teams, those rosters, they're putting up at least a 10-win season.
Yeah, at least.
Or 12 win.
Yeah.
12 wins.
At least a 12 win.
There's going to be an anomaly game in there every once in a while. Like, gosh. Yeah. But Bengals right now, we'll name them unbuildable.
Yeah, unbuildable. If you guys want to try to give it a shot, let us know. But I don't know what to do there. I think that's the episode. Bengals are cooked. Top 5 point guards.
Hers the best of all time.
Yeah.
Westbrook's in top 5, top 3.
Yeah, Westbrook's in top
Top
3. Whine about it. The top 4 big names in this draft could be busts. And our top 5.
Aaron Rodgers needs to retire.
Yep.
Go to a cave and do his ayahuasca.
Yep. And the Pistons are going to win the chip this year. So there's the episode for you guys. If you made it this far, as always, we freaking love you. We'll see you guys in stream whenever the hell we get back to stream. And
by then we should be good.
Yeah, we should be good. But that's going to do it for today, guys. We love you. Stay freaking classy. Peace.